Welcome to part 2 of Diabetic Myths Explained. The first part was about genes, the pancreas, insulin, and the lab tests. Part 2 of Diabetic Myths Explained is about diet, meds, and diabetic care. Good carbs, bad meds. It's all in this video. Hi, I'm Dorothy Adamiak, former board-certified naturopathic doctor, author of 5 books, and a creator of Using Proportions Blueprints, so you can finally get an A in health. The myth that type 2 diabetes is caused by eating sugar simply does not want to die. Many people truly believe it and point at the sugar as the very reason for the unfortunate diagnosis. After all, if diabetes is a sugar problem, then eating sugar must have caused it, right? Wrong. Totally wrong. Type 2 is neither caused by eating sugar, nor it's going to disappear if you stop putting the white stuff in your tea. Why? Because high blood sugar is the end effect of the physiological changes, not the beginning of it. So don't think that if you substitute diet sweeteners for sugar, you're going to make a dent in your health. In fact, studies suggest you may make things worse. We know diabetes is strongly linked to obesity, and we know that both obesity and type 2 is on the rise. But has sugar consumption been on the rise as well? Not at all. For the last 30 years, sugar consumption has been steadily going down. So if type 2 is caused by sugar consumption and sugar consumption is down, shouldn't type 2 be down as well? You see, things don't add up. So what causes type 2 if not sugar? Go to part 1 of Diabetic Myths Explained to find out. You need good carbs. This myth seems to keep on growing every time I look on social media. Type 2 needs good carbs. Make sure you eat carbs with every meal. Carbs are essential. Carbs are part of a good diabetic management. They aren't, and they don't help with anything. First, get this. All carbs, good or bad, turn into blood glucose after digestion. That means whether you eat good carb potato or bad carb fries, you're going to end up with a blood sugar spike. That's the nature of carbs. They are made of sugars. Carbohydrates are nothing else but sugar molecules joined together. That's true for bananas, rice, beans, lentils, and anything that has carbs. Whatever has carbs has sugar. Once you realize that, you'll have a much easier time with glucose management. From now on, instead of eating a banana and thinking, that's good carb, so it's good for type 2, you may see a banana has 23 grams of sugar, which is about to spike your numbers. Same thing with potatoes, quinoa, oatmeal, apples, and whole wheat bread. Did you know that good carb medium potato carries an equivalent of 10 teaspoons of sugar in it? So next time, instead of hunting labels for added sugar number, rest your eyes on the carbohydrate line. Knowing total carb number is far more important for type 2 than knowing added sugar. And please, don't fall for you need good carbs. You don't need carbs, you need glucose. What? But don't you need to eat carbs to get glucose? No! The body can make glucose out of fats and proteins through a process called gluconeogenesis. And that's not any controversy, that's a fact. Okay. But why would a doctor encourage eating carbs then? Don't they know about gluconeogenesis? They do, but they also prescribe medication that lower blood sugar. And in order to prevent drug-induced hypoglycemia, they want to ensure you eat plenty of carbs. Does this help your diabetes? No, but it helps to maintain the medication schedule. Now, give it a thought. What is it that you are after? Maintaining your medication schedule or getting back to health? To reverse type 2, lower blood sugar. Let's not confuse management with reversal. Blood sugar management has nothing to do with reversal. Otherwise, everyone who is on meds to lower blood glucose would be cured. But nobody is. Why? Because type 2 is not just a disease of blood sugar, but blood sugar is the only one parameter that doctors can easily test. Diabetes is very complex. It is not just about glucose or pancreas. Type 2 includes changes to multiple organs and feedback loops. Among the most important ones are abnormal gut microbiota, immune system changes, and fatty tissue dysregulation. With that, expect substantial endotoxicity, high oxidative stress, and perpetual systemic inflammation. What the hell are those? Don't worry, I'll explain them in my next video. Type 2 can be reversed, but not by lowering blood sugar. To free oneself from type 2, one needs to know how to heal the body as a whole, not just focus on glucose numbers. To go back to health, diabetics need to address systemic inflammation, restore gut flora, bring healthy homeostasis to the immune system, and normalize functions of the fatty tissue. Back to health videos are coming. Subscribe to learn the shortcuts. Patients and doctors tend to treat type 2 and hypertension as two separate problems. Diabetics go to endocrinologists and get their blood sugar lowering pills, and heart patients go to cardiologists. So we have two completely separate doctors managing one patient that has one problem manifesting as two diseases. But frequently, type 2 and hypertension come from just one source: insulin resistance. If you address the source, you can reverse both high blood sugar and high blood pressure in one shot. And that's how you should approach it, because unless you do, your chances for reversing either disease is very low. You can't reverse type 2 by lowering blood sugar. Neither you can reverse hypertension by lowering blood pressure. Unfortunately, many people faithfully pop different pills from different specialists for different problems without suspecting that this won't lead to better health. That is exactly why, despite proper health care, we have a growing population of sick instead of healthy. So if you, besides being type 2, also have hypertension, please help your doctors discover what's behind the two ailments. Don't assume that your cardiologist has done all the tests. Chances are he hasn't. If he tested you for insulin resistance, he should be able to tell you your HOMA-IR number. Don't be surprised if your cardiologist doesn't know what HOMA-IR is. Cardiologists are less interested in insulin resistance and more in cholesterol. But anyhow, regardless of your cardiologist training, you need to know your HOMA number. It's your insulin resistance indicator. It can help you track your progress towards health. Low HOMA number is favorable for reversal of both type 2 and hypertension. HOMA-IR is made of two tests: fasting glucose and fasting insulin. In case your doctor is puzzled about HOMA-IR, just ask for these two separate tests and then feed the results into HOMA-IR algorithm. That one you can find on the internet. What should you be looking for? Anything above 1.6 is a suspect. The higher the number, the bigger the problem with insulin resistance. The good news is that insulin resistance reverses rather quickly, which means you can look forward to better numbers within 1 month. If you don't know how to improve eating habits, please see my video on healthy meals. Diabetic medications do not add to health. If they did, they would be able to cure diabetes. But they don't. They only improve blood sugar readings. Let me clarify it. You take diabetic medication to lower blood sugar. And yes, meds can do wonders for the numbers. But the problem is that lowering blood glucose with pharmaceuticals does not prevent or stop complications of diabetes. So if you have been taking your meds thinking that by lowering blood sugar you're going to avoid complications, you're apt for a surprise. Even if your meds put your blood sugar in the normal range, you may still face all ugly side effects of diabetes down the road. The only way you can prevent the complications is by actually improving your health, so that blood sugar numbers are down, not because of some pills, but as the end effect of normalized physiology. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, no pun intended, but you have to know that in order to avoid complications, you need to consider lifestyle changes. Merely taking meds to lower the numbers just won't do. I've heard many patients complaining that diabetes can be very expensive. I absolutely agree. Doctor visits aren't free and medication costs keeps on rising. Dollars can add up. I sympathize with you. But having said that, I also need to correct faulty perceptions. Healthcare is not what your doctor prescribes. It's not the painkillers, anti-inflammatories, or blood thinners. Healthcare is what you do to yourself. Healthcare is something you do to improve your health, like exercising, eating quality food, managing stress, etc. When your doctor prescribes meds, it's not healthcare. It's disease management. Disease management does not aim to reverse diseases. It aims to make you, the patient, more comfortable and improve key lab markers. This way, you can live with your diseases for a long time. But do you want it? Do you want to pay for disease management in time and money when actual healthcare is far cheaper and less cumbersome? Real food, physical activity, sunshine, positive attitude, and great relationships don't cost anything extra, and they don't need any doctor's prescriptions. Healthcare is self-care. That's how you become self-sufficient and save yourself a few bucks in the process. See you in the next video.